Hey everybody, Mandus Buckle here with Maximum Muscle Report. We are at the Dark Sport booth 781. It's going nuts over here. Men's Physique just got done. It was lights out, lights out. You're looking at 4 of the top finishers. We're gonna go around, get some opinions. We're gonna start with the man who finished number 2, Andre Ferguson. How you feeling, my man?
Yo, I feel good, man. But y'all can hear my voice is usually a lot louder, but yo, the adrenaline's done. I need a nap.
Now, Dre, this has been your best year yet, okay? You came out of the box swinging show after show after show after show. We've talked about this several times. People want to rate athletes. Where are they? Are they the second, third, fourth? If you're not consistently in a top 5, I can't consider you a top 5 guy in this division. You've proven year after year you're consistently a top 5 guy, and this has been your best finish at the Olympia yet.
I've proved that I'm consistently actually a top 2 guy. I did 7 shows this year, and I placed no longer than second. So I'm consistently a top 2 guy.
Now, we've got one of the guys who actually beat here this year, in Pittsburgh, sitting down here, a guy who really busted on the scene this year, came on like gangbusters, and I think has now, because he's put together such a great year, has cemented himself as a top 5 guy in the men's physique division. Raymond, how you feeling? You just finished 4th. You got to be on cloud 9.
Listen, I woke up out of my sleep with a smile on my face. You know what I mean? Like, how could you wake up and not be happy about today? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it all just transcended onto the stage, and
I tell you what, when you guys came out in the individuals, up until you came out, you were the most impressive physique we had seen. We were all talking to the crowd and in the press pit. You standing by yourself. You were dry, you were hard, you were full. Your body was exploding on stage. This is the best you we've seen. What did you do different to get ready for this show?
Like my homies George and Dre, like, you know what I'm saying? It's always, people think you gotta recreate your entire physique, but it's just the little things that you gotta do to make yourself complete. So, to be at the elite level, where I know I belong now and it's been proven, I'm just gonna keep on continuing to build and keep building, man. That's just what it is, So.
Now, you talk about the little things. To my left is a guy who now has been the most consistent on this panel for the last 3 years.
Are you talking about at the Olympia?
No, overall, every single show.
Well, look, how is he
hold on. Over the
consistent,
last 3 years.
Yeah, but again, how is he still the most consistent?
Because
man, I'm chopping that.
Well, hold on, because every show that he's done in the last 3 years, he's finished in the top 5. Every Arnold, every Olympia, every New York Pro, Chicago Pro,
every single show
Tampa Pro.
I've done over 20 pro shows, and I've been out of the top 5 twice.
Right, but in the last 3 years.
I won 3 shows last year, man.
Right, the year before and the year and that last year, there was a couple shows that you weren't in the top 5.
There was one show, a New York Pro, my first year.
Right, and you just said 2.
The Olympia, my first year.
Right.
Those are the only 2 shows ever.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, look, man, if you compete 5 times in 3 years, it's easy to do that.
It's not 5 times. There's 8 shows.
How many times have you competed in the last 3 years?
8 shows.
I've done 21.
Okay. To your credit. No,
I'm not knocking you, but what I'm saying is that
you are right now. You're right now the number 2 guy in the world, and nobody's discrediting that.
If we do the math and do the percentages, I guarantee my percentages.
8 shows, all 8. You can't argue numbers. 8 shows.
And I guarantee if you do
every single show, this guy is finishing the top 5.
I guarantee the percentages.
That's just a fact.
Man, I guarantee. Look.
Wait, Andre,
the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie.
Andre, hold on for a second. How does his top 5 finishes take away from your top
Nothing-
five
nothing,
finishes.
but
It
you-
doesn't.
no,
It
but
doesn't.
But you can't say he's the most
So
consistent.
the most
No.
consistent.
No.
If you finished out of the top 5 a few times, that means he has been slightly more consistent than
that
you
means that was
when
3 years
when
ago.
he
That was
competes.
yo, my man, that was 3 years ago.
Andre,
That was 3 years ago, man.
every single show.
Whatever,
So,
yo, you got it, yo.
3 years ago you finished 5th. Last year you finished 4th. This year you finished 3rd. What has been the biggest difference now for you from year to year to year? As Raymond said, it's all about small changes that has you continuously being better and better and better.
I just got rid of distractions, stay more focused every show. Ultimately, the Olympia is the top, is the best show in the world, the biggest show in the world, and that's where I put my focus in when it comes to Olympia. I give my 100%. I'm talking about 3 sessions a day for 2 weeks straight, going keto, 12-week prep. I've been working. Who ain't working? Who ain't working? I know I'm working, and it's all good. I'm gonna take the shine right now. I'm gonna take the light right now. All I want to say is progression is progression. I'm getting better and better each show, and that's all that matters to me. Who cares about who's consistent? Whatever. I don't care about all that. My thing is I'm getting better every show, every year, and that's all that matters to me. Progression. That's it.
Now we'll talk about a guy who since the beginning of this division, since the very beginning of this division, this guy was continuously in the top 5. Year 1, year 2, year 3. Then a couple of the guys that are sitting up here started showing up, and then they were battling for the top 5. George, you have been consistently at the top of this division since it started. You're one of the guys who actually helped build this division. How do you feel the division is gone now? Where do you see it going? And how do you feel about the fact that you are definitively one of the people who have taken it to where it is today?
I mean, I wouldn't say I started like at the top. I started at the bottom. I had plenty of did not place finishes, 10th place. I worked my way up through hard work, just like Ray, Brandon, Dre. And it evolved. At first it was too big. They wanted a sleeker look, then they wanted a softer look. And it's just like you said, as long as you keep evolving and changing and, your condition is there, new guys are going to come in as the league is shaping, and it'll evolve into what it is right now, which is conditioning, symmetry, great posing, and, this is what you get out of that, So I think the league is going where it needs to go, and it's going to continue to, get pushed. Guys are going to be competitive. I mean, you got number 2 and number 3 right here, and they still going at it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well,
that's the competitive.
some people,
We have mad love for each other. It's nothing personal ever.
Just letting you know how competitive it is.
Right.
Moving forward. You know what I mean? And I love it.
guys, this is why you do an interview 10 minutes after they get off stage. Because the adrenaline is still running high. The emotions are still running high.
Hold up, real quick. Only gonna get that at Maximum Muscle Report.
That's right.
That's true. I'll give him his props.
Yo, that was a great plug, yo, because he is 100% right. 100% right. 100% right.
Now, let's talk about the finish.
Texas, bro.
Let's talk about the finish. You know, they talk about the way you guys have to pose now. Feet on the floor, straight forward. It exposes guys for shape.
He said, but.
They're not talking to everyone, if you notice that.
Oh, wait, didn't B say that last year?
You know what I mean?
Didn't
You
he
gotta
say
think
that
about it.
last
It's a difference from being turned and throwing a little swag into your front pose. That's what it is.
Brandon, I think you agree with what Raymond just said. Raymond just said that they're not talking about everybody, because I believe you talked about that last year a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, they sleep on a lot of us, and it's okay because that makes us work even harder to be in that picture.
But we're talking about the straightforward pose.
Yeah.
He said they telling us to stand forward,
But it don't apply to everyone.
Nah, it don't apply to everybody. Unfortunately, and I called him out on it last year, and I got some shit for it, but it was the truth, and it was facts. And he's still doing it. He's still not standing straight. So next year, me and Dre are not standing straight, if that's the case.
But your guys' physiques are now best standing straight up.
Hold on, man.
You guys are pretty aesthetically as
But
can
I gotta
be.
stand straight though, cause that's my best pose.
It's your best pose.
Tell people, you got to know who you're standing up against too. Like, how am I going to stand straight on next to these two big mugs? I'm 3 inches taller than them. They gonna make me look long straight.
But here's the situation. If that's the case, as all of you sitting here have done, you have evolved and changed your physique so you can now counter a guy who continues to angle, because your best poses are now straight on, which is what the judges want. So you guys listen and it applies.
Man, is that the best part about it? All of us have the angle pose too. We all gonna go to that one too.
But it's a thing of the past. It's a thing of the past. Your physique looks better straight on than it does angle.
Yes, it does.
Your physique looks better straight on than it does angle. Your physique looks better straight on than it does angle.
I agree. Yo, that's why I love that guy right there.
All right, George, it's always a pleasure. George has got some work to do. That's a guy who knows the business of bodybuilding. He's always doing the business of bodybuilding. We appreciate everything he does for the sport, for the fans out there.
Nah, man, you know the business of bodybuilding.
Slightly.
You know the business of bodybuilding.
Guys, we're sitting here again. If you just tuned in, we're sitting here with the number 2, the number 3, and the number 4 men's physique athletes in the world. It doesn't get much better than this. Unfortunately, the top guy doesn't really come around and hang out with these guys, so we do it without.
Of course.
Now, moving forward, are you going to continue to compete at the clip you do? Because you compete more than anyone, and people give you props and respect for that, because this sport takes a toll on your body. And a lot of us know that for a fact. And Father Time is something that nobody can beat. Are you now maybe that you're probably at or close to the pinnacle of your career? Are you starting to take into consideration longevity and perhaps are going to pull back on a number of shows just slightly?
I got to answer that in a couple different ways. Number one is I love to compete, man. Like, I love to prep. I love to compete. So I can't sit home on the couch the whole season because I'll get bored and I have nothing to do. But Raymont said, I asked Raymont this question backstage, and Raymont said, you're probably going to be too busy getting this money to compete. And if that's what the situation is, I'm going to go do this business stuff. But at the same time, everyone told me I was going to burn out. This is the best I looked on stage ever. I get better as I go. Me sitting around to do 2 shows, I'm not going to look as best as I can. I have to grind. The way my brain works is I always grind. I get up early as hell every day. I'm up 3:30 every morning. What am I going to do? I'm going to the gym to go do cardio. I'm grinding. Like, there's no, at this point, there's not much else for me to do. This is what I love doing.
But at some point, being a cerebral athlete as you are, you have to start taking into consideration the toll that year after year after year after year after year competing and now more and more traveling will take on your body compared to the longevity that you want to have.
I'm with you, Mandus. I ain't gonna do I'm not gonna do 6 shows next year, but it's not that. I stay in shape, so I'm really not hitting my body that hard.
Okay.
If I was getting fat every time after every show, I would wholeheartedly agree with you. But I stay in shape. The preps become easier and easier.
I guess we'll see what happens. Again, guys, Mandus Buckle here at Maximum Muscle Report. Number 2, number 3, number 4, the new guy on the block. Until next time, Mandus Buckle, Maximum Muscle Report, Dark Sport Boot, we're out.